What's up, everybody? It's the Constitution State back here. This is actually from May 18th, 2020, which if we can all remember back, that was the beginning of COVID. Um, we had this interaction with this guy who saw a state trooper tailgating people on the highway. So he says he doesn't even know it was a state trooper at first. He pulled up next to the car and he flipped him off. As we'll see, the state trooper then stops what he was doing. He said he was going after um another vehicle, but that other vehicle speeding was way less dangerous than this guy who flipped off a cop. And that's what this is over. This guy using his First Amendment to flip off the cop to let him know that he was not happy with the cop. And it's kind of sad. And he gets pulled over. And now, like I said, COVID, this dude doesn't have a mask on. He doesn't have gloves on. He doesn't have anything on. And the way he treats his driver is insane. Breaks his personal stuff, cuffs him, detains him for nothing. And let's check it out. Super good idea to pull across 2, 3 lanes of traffic like that for somebody flipping you off.
Hey, can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man?
I'm running his license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding?
I was only going 60.
Speed limit's 40. Look at the
50.
signs.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Just a friendly reminder, never answer questions and never give the cops anything.
Favor. Oh, give me the weed, too.
No, I have a...
Yeah,
I have a medical marijuana card.
Step out.
I have a card.
Step out.
All right. Stop, man.
You want to fucking run your mouth? No problem. You came to the right guy. Step out.
All right, stop.
Come on.
Stop.
Hands, please. Unfat. Anything sharp?
No, sir.
Where's the marijuana?
I have it in my car, but I have
Where's
a
the
weed
card?
card. I have a weed card.
6 feet apart. Right now, you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
All right.
Seems you have a very hostile attitude.
No, I really don't.
See, the blue car
Yeah, which one?
was tailing me.
Yeah.
While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation because the
Okay.
governor's office has gotten multiple complaints
Yeah.
on traffic stops.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
Okay.
We're out here harassing people driving, as you can see, and you got in the way.
Decides to pass me and flip me off.
All right, Spina, I'm sorry.
All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So who the fuck do you think you are? Worried about what I'm doing?
Okay. You're right.
I know I'm right, goddammit.
Why is he so mad that people are worried about what he's doing? We need to worry about what cops are doing because look at what happens when we don't worry about what cops are doing. And this is how cops react when they start getting, they don't like being watched. They don't like being under the eye. But they act like we just one day woke up and decided we need to watch them.
Fuck down. Everyone's got something to fucking say. Mind your own goddamn business. You're fucking speeding. How about I start with that?
You're right. Listen, I'm sorry.
No shit. I was following that kid for a reason. And if you hadn't done that fucking stupid stunt, I'd be with him right now. But no, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to be a fucking American.
Whoa, you had to be an effing American? Dude, That's pretty pathetic. Coming from a veteran, coming from our public servants, this dude is literally raging that this dude exercised his First Amendment right. If this dude hated our rights so bad, he should have chose another profession and not went and fought for our rights. Right? And then got a job dealing with making sure our rights are upheld. It's pathetic. It is pathetic.
God help you if there's anything illegal in this car. Is it in the original dispensary container? What? Is it in the original dispensary container?
Look at how he's lurching at him. What? Pathetic. Pathetic. And then he keeps asking about the original bottle. From what I've seen, it looks like it was actually in an ashtray. So I don't think it needed to be in the original bottle if it was in an ashtray.
Then you're fucked! How's that sound? No shit! Mind your own fucking business next time! Yeah, it's called shut the fuck up! I was driving along, I was gonna head you a simple citation that I give, but no! You gotta be... You just couldn't fucking shut your mouth. Where you going anyway? Where do you work? Where?
It's called American Hope.
What's that?
Now just imagine how this officer would have reacted if he used his Fifth Amendment and decided he didn't want to answer questions. I guarantee you that he would have violated this man even further and actually stuck charges on him or used that against him for not answering questions.
Paper?
Yeah, you know, like the liquor bottles and stuff that the shit comes in, like the trays. I promise you, I only have weed in the car. Honest to goodness. And it's all right here in my glove box right here.
You ever heard of what a heat seeker is?
No.
A heat seeker is something that draws attention to itself. Heat-seeking missiles, they go for the heat. Sit the fuck down. Did I tell you to move?
Did I tell you to move? Sit down.
Why am I speeding? I'm doing my fucking job. Connecticut General Statute 14-298 allows law enforcement officers to disregard the traffic laws in the performance of their duties. How the fuck am I going to catch a speeder if I'm not speeding? You late for your job at NASA with physics?
You're right, man.
I'm sure he would have knew you were chasing a speeder if your lights were on and you were doing everything you were supposed to be doing. That would have probably made it way more noticeable. You think he would have pulled up on he would have knew you were a cop if your lights were on? He would have pulled up on you and wondered what you were doing and why you were speeding if your lights were on?
Where do you want this doesn't get trashed?
That's fine, fine.
I can tell. I don't want to get ruined.
At least he cares about that.
It just never fucking ends in this fucking job. I got 14 months. I can't fucking wait to be done.
Again, he could stop at any point. If this is how the public's getting treated, if this is how you're taking your job, nobody's forcing you to come to work every day. Nobody's putting a gun to your head saying you must be a cop every day. Go get another job. Stop putting it out to be everybody else's fault because you woke up and chose to do this.
I'm trying to tell you why our department, instead of having 1,300, has 850 right now. There's a fucking clue to the public. What a bunch of assholes you are.
Wow. The public's a bunch of a-holes.
Right there. You want it on paper or not? Is it in the original dispensary container?
So now he went through the ashtray and it looks like he found a roach, and now he's basically asking the dude if he wants a ticket because it's not in the original container. You can't make this stuff up, guys.
No shit.
Oh, whipped his ashtray at the ground. That's nice. Stomped it.
Turn around. Don't you ever fuck with me again!
Hey, can you be safe?
Well, that was effing with him. Giving him the bird was effing with him. The cop pulled him over, smashed his stuff, accused him of having drugs out of the container because he had a roach in his ashtray. Clearly doesn't give him a ticket for anything, never asks for his ID, never asks for his registration, never asks for his insurance. And now he's back in his car on his way to harass another innocent member of the public. This is it from the other angle, from the camera. The dude also said that when they were outside of the car that the officer threatened to throw him off the bridge, but it wasn't caught by any of the cameras, so of course he got away with that. He talks about the governor talking about them wanting him out there pulling people over. Well, why doesn't he have a mask on? Why doesn't he have gloves on? This was right at the beginning of COVID, and Connecticut was a very heavily affected state where they made everybody wear masks and gloves, and everyone but the cops. They literally did all this to putting him in cuffs, dude, for quote unquote speeding. This cop was out of control, man. And yet we have people saying that this was okay and that he's a great cop. Why didn't he have a body camera on either? I guarantee you if he had a body camera on, we'd have more and more of these incidents popping up every day. Well, it's the first time he kicked something. But this dude's out of control. Literally out of control. And what's even worse is we get the Connecticut State Police Union leader mad that this officer was held accountable. Just like we've seen, and it's not out yet, but where the Connecticut State Trooper murdered Mubarak Solomon in 2020. The union leader was mad that that officer's getting held accountable. It seems like that loser's upset every time a state trooper's getting held accountable. And I'd get it if there was no reasons for it or if they were petty reasons, but these are real things. He pulled this man over for nothing, for flipping him off. Broke his stuff, detained him. Whoever the loser was that started the GoFundMe said that the cop was baited. I don't think the cop was baited. You hear how scared that dude was throughout the whole thing? You think he was baiting that cop? I don't think so. And if simply exercising your First Amendment is baiting a cop and will throw a cop into a tirade like this, a cop like that doesn't need to be out on the street. It's that simple. If that's all it takes, then thank you for baiting this guy, whatever your name is. Anytime anything happens to a cop, it's everybody else's fault. Oh, he was being baited. Oh. I bet you if he didn't work so much overtime the year before this, he'd probably be in a better mood. He'd probably be more level-headed. Over $103,000 in overtime, I think. Or $97,000 in overtime the year before this. I would have loved to seen the dude not answer any questions though, and not help this cop, because this cop was out of control. But this is how cops in Connecticut act, all over the place, and then they get held accountable. Rarely, and even when they do rarely, it's still too much, and it's still an outrage, and it's still an injustice. You know what's an injustice is what this cop just did to this man. It's a travesty. State Police Union Blast Commander says it supports embattled troop Matthew Spina. Well, as we've seen, the police union will blast anybody who goes against the police, right or wrong. The Connecticut State Police Union leadership has decided to hold a vote of no confidence against high-ranking members of the state police command staff in response to the disciplining of a trooper caught on camera berating a motorist during a traffic stop. In a message sent to members on July 14th, the organization, which represented around 1,040 troopers and sergeants, said it plans to mail out confidential ballots in the coming days so that rank-and-file personnel can register their displeasure with the agency's decision to place Trooper Matthew Spina on administrative leave pending the results of an internal affairs investigation into his conduct. So the police basically did what they were supposed to do, and the union's still not happy, and they're going to send out ballots, and they're going to make it be known that they're not happy with being held accountable. A video of Spina mocking and hurling insults at a driver as he pulled over along the Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge in New Haven received international attention in May. Shortly after being uploaded to YouTube, commanding officers voiced their disappointment over the incident, and Spina, who had served with the state police for 19 years and is nearing retirement and suspended from the force. The union's missive alleges that Spina's punishment is politically motivated. So they're not happy, so now they'll lie and they'll make up false allegations and anything to get the attention off of them. Unfortunately, the recent treatment and actions taken against TFC Matt Spina is the ultimate example of serious failure of our leadership and is evidence the statement, "We have your back," is artificial and insincere, the message reads. There's also evidence that political appointees talk out of both sides of their mouths, and when a crucial point is reached, they choose their own political survivor rather than standing up for what is right for our troopers. Well, F what's right for the troopers, let's do what's right for the people. And instead of sweeping this under the rug, let's hold Spina accountable, because that's what the people want. And let's stop. This is why the state troopers and the union leader are so upset, is because usually this stuff gets swept under the rug. And instead of it getting swept under the rug, oh, for once somebody's getting held accountable. And look at the hissy fit they throw. This is the most pathetic part right here. So not only did the cop treat the public like crap, and not only was he 100% wrong, and not only is he a scumbag, but read this. Last week, the Hartford Courant reported that a challenge coin featuring Spina's likeness and select quotes from the video, including "your expletive, how does that sound?" and "it's called shut that expletive up," has been circulating among state police personnel. Challenge coins are often awarded within the military, police departments, fire departments, and fraternal organizations to recognize outstanding service, but Connecticut state police officials said the challenge coin commemorating Spina was produced by an outside company and does not represent the values or philosophy of the agency. I've seen that they had challenge coins and stuff like that. They have quite a few, so they really think it's a great idea to go out there and violate people's rights, and they clearly back cops who do these. I just wish that all these people making these things would give them a cut out of everything sold, so they didn't have to go on making fraudulent GoFundMe pages. You could tell it was a tyrant or a severe bootlicker that wrote this fraudulent GoFundMe. A seasoned Connecticut trooper, Matthew Spina, 19 years of service, deals with a driver with 7 prior arrests, some felonies, including violence and harassment. The driver interfered with the trooper's pursuit of a motor vehicle unknown to Trooper Spina. That's not what happened. Clearly not what happened. This man's prior arrest record has nothing to do with what happened that day. And if that was the case, and he was such a bad criminal, this officer who was in such pursuit of this other driver should have went and dealt with that instead of changing. Well, I was going to say changing, but I don't believe he was ever going to pull that car over that he was behind. But instead of turning his sights and his targets towards this man for exercising his First Amendment and flipping the cop off because of how the cop was driving, apparently baited him and subsequently filmed the contact. If flipping off a cop is baiting them, this isn't America. And I don't get how it's baiting him when he flipped off the cop, which he's allowed to do, and which the police aren't even supposed to entertain. So since the cop entertained it, the cop was baited. Since the cop didn't know how to do his job properly and wanted to violate this man's civil rights, he's baiting the cop. Unfortunately, the state of Connecticut, responding to political pressure, suspended Trooper Spina indefinitely. If that's what it takes, is mounting political pressure to get these officers held accountable, then keep it coming, because that's the only way it seems like cops are getting held accountable. And let's not twist it up. It's not because of political pressure. It's because of what he did. He pulled this man over for no reason, smashed his belongings, cuffed him, had his hand on his gun, did all this stuff for literally nothing, then let him go with no ticket, no citation, no anything. He served, Trooper Spina, who also served 14 additional years with the National Guard and Army Corps of Engineers, had 11 months to go to receive his full retirement. His subversive groups can raise $100,000 to post bail for a protester destroying public and private property. Surely we can show our appreciation to Trooper Spina's years of service on the front line, dealing with people such as this, dealing with citizens. Is that what we're asking for more money for? The worst part is the man didn't do anything wrong. He just flipped the cop off because the cop was driving like an idiot. And then we have tools like this trying to spin it, make it look like it was the man's fault and not this tyrant. Makes sense, right, guys? But make sure we report this fraudulent GoFundMe with fake facts. This was the year before all this happened. Last year, Spina made $99,000 in regular pay, $97,000 in overtime, and another $7,000 in miscellaneous pay, presumably private duty pay and other sort of overtime, for a total of $203,000. 40% of Spina's earnings of $76,000 so far this year have been in overtime. So he is on track for another $200,000 a year if he can maintain some semblance of sanity. If his supervisors don't see that overwork and it may be impairing his fitness, and if he is not suspended or dismissed for his misconduct,